Hey guys, it's Lewis or the Gaming Rift here, and today we are back with another versus matchup. And today we've got a very special matchup voted by you guys, that is MCU Thanos versus Batman vs Superman or DCEU Doomsday. Now before we go any further guys, I just want to say that about 60% of you aren't currently subscribed to the channel. If you could just hit the subscribe button real quick, that would mean a world to me, as well as like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also guys, this is going to be my first versus battle that isn't specifically the animation. I want to give a voiceover, and you know, if you like this kind of format, do let me know and I'll make every versus battle from now on in the same format, because I know the animations are a little bit bad and I would like to explain my points more. With that being said, let's get into this. So as always guys, we're starting things off with attack potency, and it should come as no surprise that this goes to Thanos. Thanos is just on another level entirely when it comes to AP, as he's been consistently capable of bullying the likes of Thor, who can take the full force of a neutron star, which has been thoroughly broken down by a good friend, Blazing Void. Link will be in the description to his channel, recommend shouting him out. But anyways, Thanos is extremely powerful, not to mention the fact that even when lowballed, he was stated to be the strongest villain in the MCU, which would scale him above Ronan the Accuser, who has taken, you know, moon-busting levels of power. And he would also scale him above the likes of Hela and Surtur, which is extremely impressive scaling for Thanos. Doomsday doesn't come anywhere close to moon or star busting capabilities. He mainly caps around large country level, maybe a little above that, as he was able to bully the likes, you know, Superman, who was able to do country to large country feats even whilst weakened. Again, durability, it goes to Thanos. There's really no need to gloss over this. Being able to perform the snap twice and house all 6 Infinity Stones within his body on 3 separate occasions completely obliterates anything Doomsday has shown. Now don't get me wrong, Doomsday does scale to his attack potency in terms of durability, however that's not anything compared to what Thanos has shown. Seriously, the snap is on another level. There's been consistent calcs for around solar system, you know, maybe even more, as you know, it was stated by Rocket that it released an energy surge of ridiculous cosmic proportions. No one's ever seen anything like it, which would obviously scale it above individual Infinity Stones, which already have planet to star feats consistently and casually. Realistically, durability, this is a no-brainer. So moving on to speed, and I kind of wanted to lump these two together, as travel speed doesn't really matter much in the grand scheme of things in a fight, and I don't think it will matter too much in this fight with these two combatants. However, going into combat and reaction speed, again, I've got to give it to Thanos. I mean, Doomsday, he has been able to react to speed blitzes from Superman and characters of this tier. However, Thanos has been able to react to characters like Captain Marvel, who are on an entire other level in terms of speed. Seriously, she was able to fly. You know, it was stated by, you know, Tony Stark that they were 1,000 light years away from Earth, and she was able to travel that distance in around 24 hours, and Thanos has been able to react to her. So she's easily got massively faster than light scaling. Compare that to, you know, Superman and Wonder Woman, who were around lightning speed, you know, relativistic, maybe slightly below speed of light around this time. Realistically, Thanos is just on another level in terms of speed. He's been able to react to, you know, characters like Doctor Strange, who have, you know, inaccessible speed scaling via the Dark Dimension. Being able to react to Thor, where even in his debut film, Thor could casually, you know, aim, dodge, aim, react to, you know, the Destroyer's light speed beams of fire. I apologize for the Snapchat notification, threw me off for a second. However, you know, you could say, you know, they tie in speed, but realistically, no. Thanos has a massive advantage in terms of speed, even though the cinematics aren't quite as impressive as the DCEUs when displaying speed. I mean, seriously guys, come on. I don't even think the DCEU tards will disagree with this one. Like, intelligence, skill, experience, all of those go to Thanos. We don't need to address it. Let's just move on quickly. Now, in terms of hacks and abilities, I kind of got to give this one a tie. The reason being is because Doomsday undeniably has more versatility in terms of his hacks. I mean, he has his, you know, Kryptonian-esque heat vision, which was able to surpass Superman's heat vision at the time. Keep in mind that Superman's heat vision was described as having a temperature equivalent to 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit in the Batman vs Superman, bonus features, which is extremely hot heat vision, and this heat vision in terms of its power was able to hurt Superman, so it's really no joke. He also has his pulses, which as previously mentioned, were calculated to between country and large country level. He also, has a crazy regeneration factor, as well as the potential to get amped as the fight goes on. However, with that being said, I do think Thanos has the greater hacks resistance. I mean, he was described as being completely magic proof by the directors of Infinity War. He's taken basically every single hack that the Avengers have thrown his way, from Thor's lightning, Doctor Strange's magic, Captain Marvel's photon blast, Iron Man's repulsors, the lot. He's taken all of them and just not really given a shit. So, although Doomsday definitely has more hacks as well as the greater versatility, Thanos' hacks resistance does kind of counter it, and as a result, I don't think hacks are going to be the deciding factor in this fight. Moving on to weapons and equipment, however, and this one is nowhere near a tie. Thanos obviously has the advantage, as he's simply bringing more to the table than Doomsday. As Doomsday, the only thing he really has weapons-wise is just his fists and shit. He has his blade, bone protrusions, I guess. When Wonder Woman cut off his arm, he grew like a blade. As sort of like a way of adapting, but you got to keep in mind these blades don't have any good feat. The only feat it really has is piercing the body of a kryptonite weakened Superman, as Superman was literally holding a kryptonite spear, so although Doomsday was weakened when he performed this feat, so was Superman, so it's not really that good scaling. Whereas Thanos, on the other hand, he has his suit of Uru metal armor, which was pretty much indestructible apart from a few select attacks, namely Thor with Stormbreaker, as well as Scarlet Witch's Chaos Magic. He also has his Uru metal sword, which was capable of cutting Captain America's nigh indestructible shield. There's been very few attacks in the MCU capable of even landing a scratch on this shield. Obviously Black Panther's claws, because they're made of vibranium, but apart from that, it's been able to take punches from Thanos himself, as well as, Mjolnir strikes from Thor, attacks of this tier, and Cap himself has even used Mjolnir against his shield, and it's been completely fine. So obviously the sword scales above Thanos' traditional punches, so this sword should slice through Doomsday like butter. So with that being said though, guys, who wins this fight? If you've been following the video from the start, it should come as no surprise whatsoever that I think Thanos completely stomps this version of Doomsday. Unfortunately, Doomsday is one of my favorite DC villains, however, he just didn't have nearly enough screen time to get that good scaling. Basically, the scaling that he does have is lackluster at best. I know that people say that, oh, Doomsday broke the moon feat, in, scales to Steppenwolf, stuff like that. He actually doesn't. The scan that is saying that sort of stuff, it also states that, Lex Luthor would be working with Steppenwolf throughout the film, which obviously this never happens in either version of the film. Specifically the theatrical cut from Joss Whedon, which is the canon version of Justice League. Lex Luthor only shows up in a post-credit scene, so that scan isn't really canon if certain, well, not canon, it's not really valid, I suppose, if, other aspects of the same scan aren't valid either. But in terms of stats, Thanos does have a massive advantage. The minimum you can scale Thanos to with, any sort of brain power is around moon level, because obviously he scales above Ronan, who was able to take moon-busting attacks from the Hadron Enforcer, which is a weapon that Rocket Raccoon engineered. And obviously Thanos scales above that. Speed, being able to react to, Thor, Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange literally, transported the Time Stone from, a few distant stars all the way to Titan. This was confirmed to be massively faster than light. He's been able to react to Captain Marvel, a character who completely blitzes, the characters that Doomsday has encountered. Durability, again, the snap, on another level entirely. And coming back to that sword is so impressive. It was able to match Thor with Stormbreaker, which is just incredible scaling. There's really not much that Doomsday will be able to do in this fight. I'm sorry. Now, if this was the comics, this would be a lot closer and it would be a lot more fun, and I've actually debated people on comics version of the characters fighting. But, you know, MCU versus DCEU, it is incredibly unbalanced of a matchup. The only area that Doomsday really has, you know, an advantage in is in terms of cinematics. A lot of people, you know, leap to cinematics as a crutch when, you know, debating with DCEU characters. But, you know, DCEU speed scaling is actually pretty lackluster when you look past the cinematics. You know, just because things are portrayed as being impressive doesn't mean that they are impressive in the grand scheme of things. So with that being said, that was Thanos vs Doomsday. I feel like I'll have angered a few people with this matchup, but it is what it is. If you disagree with anything I've said in the video, feel free to join the Discord. Link is in the description. You can hit me up on Instagram, Twitter. Let me know what you think. Once again, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, as a lot of you aren't currently subscribed. This matchup was suggested by a viewer, so if you have any other matchups you want to see, let me know, and they may be featured on the channel. And again, what did you think of this video style, as it was completely different to, you know, the animations? You know, obviously the animation was kind of similar, you know, with the background, but if you liked this format, I will, you know, continue making it. If you prefer the shorter versus battles, that's also fine. We can continue doing those. That being said though, guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. This is Lewis, or the Gaming Rift, signing out.